Christmas. How the wind howls outside. Normally, I enjoy a brisk evening walk, but a night like this calls for this cozy chair by the fire, something warm to drink, and stories. Shall I read aloud? Let's see. Tale of a monster who comes for the bad children before Christmas? No, too scary. A story about happy little elves who save Christmas? Too silly. Here we are. A tale of 3 ghosts who visit the night before Christmas. No, not that story. This is a different one. Shall I go on? I woke in the night, knowing that I was not alone. This was odd, as I had certainly fallen asleep by myself that Christmas Eve. Before my wide-opened eyes, a spectral form appeared. Her hand waved, and images flashed before me. I could see that she had a tale to tell. A war 100 years ago, a frigid winter, and the summer's poppies were months from blooming in those fields. Weary soldiers, shivering in the cold, but with hearts melting in the warmth of a Christmas evening. A truce, fragile and temporary, but beautiful nonetheless. Voices raised in songs familiar since childhood, and they were still almost children, most of them. For that one night, they shared tobacco, libations, stories, and a tenuous camaraderie. Bloodshed and strife followed in the days, months, and years to follow, but for one beautiful night, it was all set aside.
C'est ma magie, tu te souviens, 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 tu pas effacé, je l'ai gravé à tout jamais.
As the ghost faded away, I heard fragments of song and drifted back into a fitful sleep. For but an hour, I was again awakened with a distinct sense of a presence nearby, but not so near as before. I raised my head from the pillow, my eyes following a glow from the window panes. I rose from my bed, crossed the moonlit room, and peered out. A woman stood, both there and not there, watching the passers-by with a wry smile. She looked into each face and read the worry, the hurry, the regret. And to each one she sent invisible and almost imperceptible waves of now. Each person who passed her felt, almost without knowing it, a relief, a lightening, a sense that the present moment is all we truly have.
Gifted, and it will return 1,000-fold. Marching along with no time to keep, knee deep in your mind. You feel awakening 'cause don't you know you can find beauty in the now. Take to your heart before you ask and you shall receive. Gifted and it will return to you 1,000-fold. You know, there really only is now. If you're too far into the future, or too far into the past, you never really live. Now is where it's at. Because now is all we have. And you need to see how beautiful now can be. Because now doesn't last. Because you go on to the next now, and 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 the next now. It's a game. Just enjoy it. They get it. I think they get it too. Stay in the moment as much as possible. That's the way to live.
I found myself staring out the window at an empty street and hurried back into the warmth of my bed. I tossed and turned for a bit and began to dream. Or was it a dream? I found myself in a vast wintry wasteland, standing alone. No. Once again, I was not alone. A pale phantom inhabited that hushed space with me. As I stared into its eyes, I felt that it held my secrets. Not the secrets that I knew, but the ones that had not yet come to pass. It challenged me. Your story is not yet told, but you will be the one to tell it. Think well what you do today, for it will shape your tomorrow.
Stories untold.
As the third apparition disappeared from my gaze, I felt a weariness come over me that reached my bones. I felt myself settle into the warmth and softness of my bed. I could feel every inch of the heavy quilts cover me with their pleasant and comforting weight. My head sank gently into the pillow's embrace. As I lay slowly drifting out of consciousness on that Christmas night, whispering a quiet thanks to the spirits for the lessons that they had shared. To be fully present in the now, we must lovingly resolve our past with repentance and forgiveness. The present is our opportunity to be truly accountable to ourselves, to be fully aware now. And the future will be our legacy, the gift we give to ourselves and others through what we choose today. And now, I think it's time to thank the spirits and drift out of consciousness ourselves, don't you? You are sleepy, aren't you? Good night, my friend, and Merry Christmas.